the image, dun, 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 so that they can see me. Here I am. Okay, so tonight I want to talk about identity. And this is so important, just life, period, right? I know I say this, everything is important because I mean these things matter. And as much as we try to avoid them, we got to face these things, right? So identity. You ready? You with me? Grab a pen, grab a paper, share this live, let your friends know you're on. Get your battle buddy. Like I said, come on now. We're putting on the full armor of God. Get your battle buddy, your prayer partner, get your best friend, your business bestie, whoever it is, right? Tag them, share it. Thank you so much. So let's talk identity. And I put it up on my board with a break in the middle of the word. So identity has a break in the middle of the word, okay? And the reason why identity has a break in the middle of the word, I have a timeline here. Everyone on Instagram, forgive me, don't worry. I will talk out everything on the board. Everyone on Facebook, Twitch, YouTube, they're able to see it on the other broadcast. So just bear with me, okay? So I promise that I won't neglect you guys. That's why I don't actively write on the board and I just talk. So, boop, who's calling? Whoa. Okay, so here we go. Identity, right? Identity. Okay, so the most dangerous thing, right? You ready? The most dangerous thing is no knowledge of self. I want you to hear what I'm saying. The most dangerous thing is no knowledge of self. And what happens is when you don't know who you are and others know who you are. So it's very important. Did you catch that? When you don't know who you are and others know who you are, it's very important for you to get in tune and get aligned with your identity and who it is that you are. Because I'm telling you, people are watching. People are watching. They're knowing who you are. And here you are sitting, not knowing who you are. And by not knowing who you are, it's holding you back, right? So I'm going to share what happened with me in my experience, right? So I experienced a break in my identity at a critical stage in my life, okay? And I was a young person. And at the time, this accident happened, and I had been operating strongly in my vision. And when I say I was the type to operate strongly in my vision, that meant that I had a goal ahead of me, or I had goals ahead of me, right? And regardless of what those goals were, right, I knew where I was going, and I was sure in myself on my way there. So let me share with you guys some of my goals that I once had, right? So here I was 16 years old, and I'm working hard. I'm working hard on the track. I've got all kinds of dreams as far as my sport and where I want to take it, right? As far as my academics, my grades, they're great. Everything is going real good. I'm an A student. So here I am. I'm thinking, okay, track scholarship for sure, right? Going to university, I'm going to college, hands down, right? My grades, what? I'm going to be exactly who I want to be. I'm going to med school. I'm clear, etc. Right? But then there was this break. And that's what I want to talk about. So there are two dates in our life, right? When we're born, and then sometime in the future when we pass away, and we don't know what time that's going to happen, right? So now what happened is somewhere in between your birth and right now in the present, you like my little gift? Hey, y'all, I'm getting my artistic self back, okay? You enjoyed it? Okay. So somewhere in between when you were born and the present time right now, something happened to you. Something happened to you. There was a disruptor. There was an interruption, right? And so what happened to me was I was secure in who I was on the way to where I was going, right? I got some notes, don't mind me. And there's been a disruption. There was a major disruption in my life, right? And it was a hit. It was a big hit to my identity. So at one point, I'm clear. I'm super clear. I know exactly who I am. I'm an A student. I'm on my way. I'm telling people, call me Dr. White. I am Dr. White. Hi, nice to meet you. I'm telling you, when I got that letter, we were all so clear. Oh, she's going to be a doctor. She's going to be anything that she wants to be. It was clear. And see, the thing is, when you're so clear in your vision and you know who you are, those are the people who are going and going and going, right? and you don't stop, right? And you just keep going. Anything that you want to do, you think it and you get it done. But let me tell you about people who experience trauma. Let me tell you about someone who experiences a relationship that breaks something inside of them. Let me tell you about somebody. Does it sound like you? Because I'm talking about myself. Okay. As long as we're clear. So let me tell you what happened to a girl. Right? There were these disruptors. Somewhere in between birth and the present, there was this break in her identity. Her being me. Right? So now this thing, it just smack, it hit me. Right? And just interrupted everything. And then my identity, how I identified with this accident that had happened to me, how I identified with being a patient in the ICU. Forget being a victim. I was suddenly thinking, I'm identifying by this information on my patient chart. I'm identifying by what the doctors and the nurses and the specialists are all saying about me. She's damaged. She's broken. She's not going to make it. She'll probably never be the same, right? How does that feel? How did that feel for you when you lost that job, right? Maybe your identity relied on that position. Maybe your identity rested on that promotion. How did that feel when that relationship didn't work out? You were on your way to the altar. You had the ring and everything. Everybody saw, he proposed to me, right? Girl, you had every R&B track going. You had a whole soundtrack for your life. You knew exactly who you were and where you were going, and break. That's what happened. That's what happened to me. So now, what happens with the trauma and with the break? It's not that you're lazy. See, because what happens is now you get still. Because the more these traumas, the more these breaks, the more these disruptors that rub up against you, that crash up against your identity and challenge who you believe that you are. Do you get what I'm saying? I was feeling challenged. And so I was sitting still because that was my response to protect myself. Have you been there? Are you protecting yourself right now? What are you protecting yourself from? What is it that you're afraid of? What's holding you back? What's broken? Right? That's why in the word of God, right? It says we ought to protect our breastplate. That's where our heart is, because your willpower and your vision rests in your heart. So you got to watch what you place in your heart. You got to watch the people and the places and the things that you hold so near and dear in your heart. Because those things, you allow them to drive you and to direct you. You allow those things to be what is shaping your vision and your identity. That belief, that cycle, that conversation you are having inside of yourself. Well, let me tell you what happened to me. I was so still and I just wanted to protect myself. But then here comes these labels. Remember what I said in the beginning. If you don't know who you are, others know who you are. And trust me, the enemy will assign you a new position. Who missed it? I said your enemy will assign you a new position. And in that new position, they're going to speak a new purpose over you. Ooh, who caught that? Because right now, what have you been identifying by? You're scared to get started. You're scared to scale your business. You're scared to have boundaries and stop with these tolerations and say, you know what? Not me, not right now. I deserve better. I want more. You're thinking, no, I'm too broken. I don't deserve. Let me not ask right now. I don't want to be a bother. If I let them know I'm hurt, if I let them know I'm broken, if I let them know about the disruption, they're going to know I'm less than. They're going to think I'm less than. They're going to think I'm not able, I'm not capable, and I can't start from there. Is that happening to you? That happened to me. That was me. For a long time, that was me. So here are the labels that started getting applied to me. I try to have Post-its tonight because I was literally going to stick the labels onto me. She's stupid. She's dumb. Oh, there goes another mistake. She's lazy. How many people are calling you lazy? How many people are like, oh, yeah, I hear your ideas. Yeah, oh, girl. Listen, you know she never start and finish anything. And it hurts, right? And it's making you afraid to get started again. But that's the thing. This present, this time called the present, it is a gift unto you. It is okay to be still. It is okay to process how you feel. It is okay to go through this journey. It is actually okay that this thing can't happen to you. Because guess what? God makes no mistakes. I know. It sounds crazy, right? It sounds crazy. And if you would have asked me years ago, I would have said, there is no way. I don't see the purpose in this. I don't see the power in this because I feel so disempowered and I feel so lost and I feel so confused. But I'm trying to hang with y'all and I'm trying to be still because I don't want to be a bother and I don't want to be an inconvenience. Is that you? You don't want people to know about your trauma. You don't want people to know you're depressed. You don't want people to know you're anxious. Is that you? Because that was me. You so busy trying to keep the peace outside of yourself. You're so busy being fine. Am I talking to the strong friend? That was me. That was me too. Hey, girl. Hey. That was me too. I was the strong friend. I had it so all the way together. My phone would not ring. Is that you? Oh, you know you need an accountability partner and you keep staring at that phone and you want to reach out. Oh, yeah, you know what? She has it all the way together. She could really add to me. You want to ask that. You want to ask him. You want to hit him up. Your boy, he's doing really good. He just came up. And you want to ask him, hey, bro, can you help me out? Or how did you do this thing? But you're embarrassed and you're afraid they're going to look at you crazy. You're lazy. Why can't you figure it out yet? Why haven't you gotten up yet? What's taking you so long? I've been there. You're not getting started because you're so worried what they're thinking of you. You start focusing so much on thinking, oh gosh, now they're measuring the time and I still didn't get up yet. Is that you? Still didn't get started, right? Because it's like you're scared because that thing that happened to you, that break, it challenged your identity, and now you're questioning every single decision that comes up against you that you have to make. And let me tell you about these decisions. There are some critical decisions that you've been skipping over in your life because you think, if I just be still, but you can only be still but for so long. Because in the time that you're being still, guess what happened? As I was being still, time was still moving forward. Because there's always a future. And every day tomorrow comes, it's now the present. So who are you in the present? Because if you don't heal the identity, if you don't figure out what's going on with this break in your identity, if you don't piece that together, they know who you are, but you don't know who you are. And that's the worst place to be. Nobody owes it to you to tell you who you are. There's people that love you and they're encouraging you and you really got to believe, because I'm telling you guys, there's some enemies out there. And sometimes it's not even that people are your enemy. Here's another type of person in your life, right? Are you getting upset? You feel like people are crafty and getting their mission and their vision done. And you're at the middle, the center of it all. You got to get clear. You got to get clear on what's going on inside of here. Don't mind me. So now getting clear. It's important to clear a space. Clear a space that possibility for something new can occur. Something new can exist. Something new can grow and can happen. You got to clear a space. And in clearing, you clear your thoughts. You work on your mindset. You got to clear your environment. I had a lot of clutter. I had a lot of relationship trophies. Is that you? Girl, listen, get rid of the car. Get rid of the ring. Change your hair. Guys, cut something different. Do something different. Get a new cologne. I'm telling you, clear it. Clear that space. And I know we talked about it on my other live before. That fear of the unknown. But you see that space, that unknown that you're so afraid of because you don't know what exists there. A lot of possibility exists there. Guess what? Your win exists there because you haven't even experienced it before. I bet you weren't thinking of that. I know I wasn't. I was too busy being still. I was too busy being nice. I was too busy being likable because I didn't want to be alone. Is that you? Okay. So now you can't go forward if you keep looking back. There was even someone in the Bible. A friend of mine was talking to me today. Okay, shout out to DJ Kev White. And he said, you know what? She was ordered by God. Don't look back. Don't look back. And when she did, she turned to salt. You lived the past already. You've already been there already. So just keep going. And so now you're thinking, but do I deserve it? I'm just going to mess this up. I'm afraid to move forward. I don't trust myself to make decisions. See, when that thing happened to me, I kept thinking I should have known what I did not know. Are you beating yourself up like that? Huh? I'm talking to you, Facebook. I'm talking to you, Instagram. I'm talking to you on YouTube. I'm talking to you that's watching on Twitch. Is that you? Is your battle buddy on here with you? Is your prayer partner on here with you? We're doing some work this season. This isn't my first rodeo. I didn't just start this. This is an overnight sensation. I've been doing this. I live this. I am this. So who are you? And live your testimony. Live in who you are. Own who you are. Guess what? I'm a mess right now. That's all right. When they call you, listen, it used to hurt me. You know what I'm saying? You know them, oh, you need to fix your energy, people in your life. No, you need to fix your life and just, boop, you know what? Well, because I'm sensitive. And I'm deserving of a space where I get to be sensitive. See, that's what happened to me. See, I used to respond by hardening up in response to the things that kept happening to me in my life because I was too much. See those labels? She's too much. She wants too much. She's too emotional. I bet you there's a man out there. He wants a man that's going to love him. He wants some romance. He wants to slow dance. Hey. Hello? He wants a woman that's going to pray with him and for him. So who was I to be hardening up myself and, oh, I don't care. I don't want to be that. Is that you? Am I talking to you? And some of the gentlemen, right? You're running through so many Jezebels. They're running through your pockets. You're getting discouraged. You're angry. You got an attitude. And it's coming out in your life. And it's affecting you. What identity have you been taking on? Maybe you're saying, Gab, you know what? I don't want to be a player no more. I don't want to be a player no more. Hey, I can't wait till I have a DJ. Come on now. Listen, God has the final say. So now with that, right? You might be thinking, okay, but then what? Well, listen, you see how there's birth? There's something called rebirth. You could be born again. Did you know that? Broken pencils still write. I got a scar on my chest about this long. I think your girl is still standing doing good, right? I'm not perfect. None of us are. Did you hear what I just said? I'm not perfect. None of us are. But that's not an excuse not to do the work. That's not an excuse not to show up. And you have to show up for you. Show up in the mess. You deserve it. You're deserving to show up with yourself, even in the mess. Because after the mess, there's a message in your future. And the future is bright. I'm telling you, just as anyone else, you are entitled to live and to learn. You're not a dead fish. You're not just existing, just standing around and about and just breathing air. You are just as entitled as anyone else to live and to learn. So let me get into this next part. What are my beliefs? Right? We covered that. What lens am I judging myself through? What am I measuring and evaluating and validating myself by? Guess what? I was comparing myself. Do you know what that's like? I'm a heavy hitter. I was valedictorian in kindergarten. Hello? I'm competitive like no other. Forget and it's not that I compete with other people. Don't ever get that confused. I compete with me. I set high goals and high standards for myself. I always want to be that Gab. Okay? Sorry, I'm hot. I'm sweating. I need the AC on like negative 40 degrees. Okay? I don't know. These lights. It's the lights, but your girl look good. Okay, so validity now. You might be wondering, okay, validity, right? Because you see all this stuff going on, you have some things that you want, and you're like, am I worthy? Am I enough? Am I worth the time and the effort? Am I worth the commitment? Hey, my girl, right? Am I worth it for people to show up for me? Come on now, because it's holding you back even in your business. You're thinking nobody's going to show up to your pop-up shop. You're thinking nobody's going to show up to your website and get these sales. You're thinking nobody's going to come on your live, so you're not even getting started. But you got to plant the seed. Remember the other night we were talking about the seed and nurturing, but maybe you checked out because you got in your feelings, because you were feeling sensitive. You think I haven't been there before? You think a preacher didn't preach from the pulpit and tear into me? You think I never heard a friend speak on a live? You think I never opened up a book and read about my life and said, that's not me. How dare you put me down, down, down? Come on now. How would I have ever gotten here if I was playing like a sucker, feeling sorry for myself? How would I get here? How would I even get this far if I was still laying down, feeling bad? You got to get up. I'm telling you, what are you pretending not to know? Look at me. What are you pretending not to know? I'm not here to insult you. I know you're beating yourself up because I was there. And I apologize. I'm sorry. If you're going to be rolling with me, I get straight to the point. This is me. And it took a long time for me to own me. And I hope that liberates some of you. That when you show up with me day after day after day, oh, wow, this girl, she stands 10 toes down on who she is. She's solid in who she is. She doesn't get dressed, do her hair, do her face, live her life according to anybody but her. Are you living for you? Or are we still doing stuff that we hate? Because we're busy trying to keep the peace outside of ourselves. I'm telling you, that storm you feel inside of yourself, you don't have to hold that anymore. That pain in your gut, that discomfort, you don't have to hold that anymore. You get to have self-care. You get to take time for yourself and enjoy your baths and light your candles. Girl, don't wait for him to send you those flowers. Send them to yourself. Let me tell you, me, I had somebody telling me all kind of mess. Why? Because my identity, that break, not trusting, people will play with you. They will mold you into their perfect dummy. That's why I'm passionate. That's why I go hard. That's why I do this. Do you understand? There's some forces out there. It'll come from all kind of places. We are not fighting flesh and blood. It's a fight against principalities. This is biblical principle. I'm not here to preach. I'm not preaching. I'm talking for my life. We got to get real with one another. How are we going to get anywhere if we don't get real with each other? I'm doing you a disservice if I don't tell you about the work. I'm doing you a disservice if I don't light a fire and some urgency and get you to look in the mirror. The other night, I was just trying to let you know, you too focused on all these things and people and places outside of yourself. And you got some soul work to do. You got some self work to do. You have some seeds to sow in your business. You have some seeds to sow in your kids. You have some seeds to sow in your marriage. You have some seeds to sow in your job, in your family, in your community. Those seeds you sow, take the time. But Gab, I don't want to wait. It's going to take so long. And guess what? The season's going to continue to pass. And then once again, everybody's going to be reaping a little something. I don't care if you got 2 little things in your basket, but at least you came up on something. That's what I mean when I say make this your winning season. Gary Vaynerchuk, one of my faves to watch as far as business and advice, right? He has a powerful video on YouTube and it says 1 is greater than 0. I know what it's like. I've been there. I sat on nothing before. I know what it's like. I've been there. I was stagnant. It wasn't because I was dumb. I promise you. And I know you weren't either. What are you pretending not to know? What are you pretending not to know? Because once upon a time, I lacked belief in myself and I kept putting me to the side. You know what? My stuff isn't ready yet. I still need to learn. I got more coaching to do. If I name some of my coaches, if I name some of my coaching bills, I'm telling you, you'd think I was just standing here to show off. And it's not about that. And I was a professional student and I just kept sitting in the student seat because that was comfortable and that was familiar to me because I'm an academic. But what are you pretending not to know about yourself? There's a dream you still have inside of you that you want to pursue. There's some places you still want to go. There's some things you still want to get to. There's some money you still want to make. There's some chances you still want to take. But because of the break in your identity, you're not doing it. So we're not going to stay on forever, right? We're starting to wrap this up. We're starting to wind down and wrap this up. You ever heard a saying, you are the head and not the tail? I want you to put this in your affirmations in the morning. That when your feet hit the ground, the devil says, oh, shoot. Him, she, they, all shoot. They're awake. That's right. Don't play with me. Right? You got to posture up yourself. And I'm not saying, ladies, you can still be feminine. You can still be in touch with your divine feminine. You can still be soft and loving and nurturing because now we're not having those tolerations anymore. So now we don't have to be all hard because we don't even tolerate a man that's not showing up as he should for us. I've been there. You're in a space where a person's presence, you just want presence. Right? You just want presence. Who caught that? The wrong people, the wrong person for you. The wrong person for you, right? You have the standard in your mind who your wife is. You have the standard in your mind who you vision your husband to be. And here comes this person. Oh, I need you. Oh, I can't. Oh, I this and that. And they trying to sweet you up and they saying whatever they're saying. And you can look at them. You see the red flags. Ooh, hello, cuckoo. Okay, your conscience is like, run for your life. And you're not running, right? Because something about their presence right now has you captivated. Presence has you like, okay, they're present in my life, so maybe I could work with this. Anybody been in Build-A-Bear workshop with relationship lately? Or was it just me? I was the only one shopping in Build-A-Bear for a man. You wasn't shopping in Build-A-Bear for your woman. You wasn't shopping in Build-A-Bear for your boo. Oh, let me tell you what happens in Build-A-Bear, right? Because presence, just because they were present, you tried to see some potential in them, and then there was no promise. God has a promise for you and a purpose over your life. So right now, declare, I am the head and not the tail. Let's say it again. I am the head and not the tail. And this comes from scripture, okay? Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 13. That's Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 13, and I will read it verbatim. And the Lord shall make thee the head and not the tail. And thou shalt be above only, thou shalt not be beneath. That's word, that's law. That's God's promise to you since your birth. That's your birthright. So after tonight, I need you to stand on your birthright. I need you to stand in it. I need you to stand wholly and firmly in your identity. Because you want this business. You want this brand. You know you're ready to turn the lights on and pose and shoot your content. Okay? You want to teach. You want to be on the whiteboard. You want to stream and be a gamer. You want to see that ching, 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 that sleep coin. Look, I'm sweating for y'all. Y'all don't even understand. I'm ready to cross stages. This is global. This is not a game for me. Once upon a time, I almost did not wake up. So I'm sorry if I have urgency. I'm never going to stop working on me. I'm always going to be striving to be better because something in me is like, I live to do more than pay T-Mobile. I live to do more than pay spa at Nordstrom. I live to do more. Hello. Fill in your blank. You're more than. You're so much more than. So that's my message. Okay? And on closing, I want to say some last things in closing. You cannot get blessed in filth. So that's why you have to watch your identity. Because when your identity is broken, you sit it in filth. You cast in your pearls before swine. This is scripture. I've been there. And you cannot be in a relationship with someone, right? And expect them to have loyalty, and they don't have loyalty to themselves. They got addictions. They got things that's calling them in the nighttime. He can never seem to stay in his bed. He needs all this company. She's so needy. Gab, she says, I'm not there for her enough. You need to be there for your business. It's not for you to babysit anyone. Hello? You get to have what you want and how you want it. And you don't have to compromise. Hear me when I say that. You don't have to compromise. Oh my God, I am the head and not the tail. All my ladies, everybody on here. All my bosses, I am the head and not the tail. That's law. That's what God said. Because right now, you're in dead-end jobs and situations that you know have no promotion. You're in relationships that you know you're not going to marry this person. Girl, bye. Stop with these situationships and roommates. Don't you want something fulfilling? I'm just saying. You know this job isn't going to pay you what you need to get the house or to live the life and the dream that you want. All these things have you living in the same cycle. And be careful, because people will be depressed and will happily have you in a cycle. Because that's what they're cycling through. They just get up and live day to day. Take life by chance. You don't want to play numbers. You want to play the stock market. You want to play the game of business. You want 7 figures. You want 6 figures. You want to be a landlord. You playing with people that's doing scratch offs. This is no shade, but you have to expand beyond this container that you've been holding yourself in because of the break in your identity and feeling like you're not deserving. You get to leave this place. You get to decide. You get to choose. So now in closing, I want to share with you something has to break. I wish I had her beautiful voice. I wish I had a DJ on with me right now to play that note. Something has to break. There's a gospel song. Y'all listen and start listening to Break Every Chain. Y'all see I'm sweating? Whoa. You would that thing say, I'm filming from Jamaica, and I don't mean Jamaica, Queens. Lord, pray for me. Okay? I might start a GoFundMe for some fan. Okay? I mean fan, like, me need man to turn up with palm tree and fund me. Listen, I'm just making sure you're paying attention. Okay, so something has to break. The cycle won't break unless you do. Your old identity, it must die. The caterpillar had to die in order for the butterfly to fly. Right? So you think you're ugly, you're not ugly, you're beautiful, you're handsome, you're amazing, you're God-gifted. You're amazing, you're anointed. You got a calling and a purpose over your life. You got all these gifts. God's not done with you yet. There's still a pulse. Feel your wrist. Put your hand over your heart. Feel your purpose. Feel your gifts. There's a reason you're still here. But something has to break. What's it going to be? What are you pretending not to know? I can't come on here and tell you exactly what it is. You have to decide and say, what is it for me? Because you know what happened. And it's not for you to dwell on it, whether was it back in your childhood or something as a teenager, something happened. And you keep identifying with that thing in your past, and you're identifying it within your future, within your present, and it's affecting and shaping your future. Do you feel like you keep dating the same version of someone else? Huh? It's all starting to look familiar. Get out of this comfort zone. So my ego, my fears, my doubts, they had to die. There is no room in my future. I cannot have fulfillment in brokenness. And so you will be whole when you do the work, the identity work. Get clear. Who am I? And I'm not saying it's going to happen overnight. And don't forget, there can be a rebirth. After the third day, he rose again. Jesus died on the cross. They nailed him to the cross. You think you're better than Jesus? They're crucifying you. That's all right. That's your past. You're not that person anymore. You get to rise again and fly up on eagle's wings. You get to boss up. You get to posture up. Put your chin up. I don't want to see you looking down anymore. Looking down. People talking to you, you won't even look at them. You don't have to do that, okay? You make eye contact. I do deserve to be here. God chose me. Can you imagine? Me. Me. This girl right here. She had doubt. She questioned all of this. So none of us are immune, right? So you have to take ownership. Do the work, okay? I know you can do it. If I can come on and sweaty, like me in Mexico, then you can do the work too. You can show up too. This is crazy. I look like a shadow workout video. Hello, hi. Someone might turn my behind into a meme by tomorrow. You hear what I'm saying? But I'm still showing up. Are you laughing yet? Okay, that's cool. Laugh at my pain. I love you guys. You have any questions? Hit me with questions. Oh my gosh. I love you all. Thank you so much for joining me. Hit me with the questions, anything you want to ask. This is so great. If you want to advertise your business on my live, email iamgabriellewhite@gmail.com. On the other live streams, I have like 4 other live streams going, and there's a ticker tape. Everybody on Instagram, you guys don't get to see it, but there's a ticker tape and it's advertising and everything like that. And we'll have different stuff going on. Okay. So if you want to advertise on the live, it's iamgabriellewhite@gmail.com. If you'd like to be a guest on my live, I'm booking my guests up for June. We're going to have a show It's going to be great. Auntie Oprah getting old, okay? Okay? She can't do the work by herself. And honestly, if you talk to any real true bosses, they don't have that too many chiefs, not enough Indians mentality. Real bosses will say, no, it's not enough of us doing the work. We need more people doing the work. We need more councilmen. We need more people going for Senate. We need more community leaders, more people in the nonprofit space. We just more abundance. It's going to get greater for all of us. So thank you so much. It's your girl, Gabrielle, Gift of Gab White. I'm just checking. I'm making sure that I don't miss anything. Thank you so much. If you're interested in being a moderator for me, I definitely need a moderator for the chat. Hit your girl up, okay? Tell me, keep sending me messages. I'm loving it. I'm loving all your notes, the text messages, the inbox messages, everything. Thank you so much for joining me. This means the world to me. I love you guys. I love you the most. You already know. To the top we go, guys. This is it. It's only up from here. Mwah. I love you, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye. Dun, dun, dun. Okay. It's the after party. Now, da 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 da.